Hey y'all, so in this video, I'll be sharing some song recommendations, some Christian song recommendations, and Emily in the next clip will be sharing some Christian book recommendations. I think songs and books and movies can definitely help shape your faith journey and help you grow a little closer to God. I know for me, kind of the beginning of my whole faith journey was caused by music. Whenever I was little, I always used to go to church because my family went to church. I was in the choir, stuff like that. But what kind of kicked it off was I went on a confirmation trip, and on the way home, everyone was super tired, and so I was riding passenger seat in a car full of boys, and everyone was asleep in the car. So it was just me sitting in the passenger seat, little eighth grade me, and one of the pastors for my church was driving the car. And I was sitting here like, oh great, it's just me and the pastor, like what do we talk about? And actually, she put on a CD that she made of contemporary Christian music. So it's like kind of pop music style, so it's not like old hymns or anything, but it's Christian music. And I had never listened to that type of music before. I was just listening to some hymns. That's all I really knew of Christian music, but I never really knew about contemporary Christian music. And so I fell in love with every single one of the songs that she played. And at the end of that trip, I took a picture of the list of songs on the front of the CD that she had, and I downloaded all of them on my iPod Touch, and I listened to them on repeat. I listened to them over and over, and I just really took their message of what they were saying about God to heart. And I think that's really what kicked off my faith journey. That's what made me start wanting more and searching for more and looking for more and getting more from out of my relationship with God. So I just wanted to give y'all some recommendations for songs that y'all can listen to. And maybe it'll help you grow in your journey with God as well. So I made this Spotify account. It's called In the Potter's Hands. I just picked a name. And I'm going to put like the Spotify tag here so you can scan it. If you don't have Spotify, at the end of this video, at the end of this clip, I'm going to put all the song names all the song names and artists that I have in these playlists, so you can make your own playlist or just listen to these songs individually. So there's 3 playlists. One of them is called Praise, a bunch of songs all about praising God, being thankful for God. And then there's another one, which is my favorite playlist right now. I've been listening to it a lot. It says, Dear God, Energize Me. And so it's a bunch of really upbeat songs, including like Mercy Me and like Toby Mac and stuff like that, and just a bunch of really good artists, and I really think you should give that a listen. I like to just drive in my car with my friends or family and just blast that music, roll the windows down, and sing along. And then the last playlist says, Dear God, Hear My Prayer. And that's kind of a playlist to listen to whenever you're feeling more reflective, whenever you want to maybe talk to God or do an activity or pray or listen to the music to inspire prayer. So yeah, those are the 3 playlists. I will include those songs at the end of this video so you can get them. And yeah, you might be able to find it on Spotify. It's a little hard to search for some playlists and other users on Spotify, so I hope you can find it.
Hi everyone, it's me, Emily, again, and I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorite things, books. Books are honestly one of my favorite things, as I've just said. It's one of the things that brings me so much joy. And I read almost everything, from fantasy to fiction or nonfiction, biographies, classics, everything. But when I was y'all's age, I couldn't really find any books about Christianity for me because I really wanted to deepen my faith, but I didn't know how. So this video, I'm going to introduce you some of my favorite books, and if you want to read them, great. Or my favorite Christian books. Alright, so my first one is actually a series, and it's Narnia. Narnia is such an amazing series. This is a compilation of all of the books, and then this is a box series. Fun fact, this is actually my dad's from when he was my age, so that's pretty cool. But Narnia is such an amazing book, or series, because it really lets you view the Bible and view the story of creation in heaven through a different way. And it's very relatable, and it's very easy to read in the fact that it's an interesting story, if that makes sense. Not that the Bible isn't interesting. The Bible is very interesting, but sometimes it can be a little bit harder to understand and can be sometimes a little bit less accessible. So I would recommend these, especially because they've really helped me shape my faith, and they've helped me kind of grapple with the concepts of how God feels there sometimes and not others, and how you really just have to have constant faith. So, and anything by C.S. Lewis, I would read. C.S. Lewis is an amazing author, but I would start with Narnia. Narnia is a great series, and if you've already read it, maybe reread it, because when you read it when you're older, you really get a lot more out of it than when I did when I was younger, or than for me personally. Now, my second book, those were lots of books, but this book is called Present Over Perfect, and this is one of my favorite books ever. It is just a beautiful, beautiful book about learning to make time for yourself and learning to find God in stillness and creating the stillness that you need to be happy and to be present and to find God. And this is by Shauna Nyquist. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that, but it's a really beautiful story, and she's amazing. Also, amazing author, amazing writer, and this changed my life. So I would really highly recommend this. So, alright. My next book is actually a devotional. Oh, here it is. The Jesus Calling devotionals, I think, are phenomenal. They really engage me, and I like how they really engage with the scripture. So it helps me really engage with the scripture. So this is a very big version, but there's so many different versions published. This is also called Jesus Always by the same author, and she just has an amazing set of, or Sarah Young has an amazing set of devotionals out there. So I would definitely pick one up and try one out. These really help me engage with scripture on a day-to-day basis. Alright, my last book that I'm going to recommend is called Inspired. And now this is a great book, and if you're struggling with some of the less applicable parts of the Bible, such as in the Old Testament, and you're kind of struggling with how things went down, this is a great way to start to really appreciate all of the Bible, even the parts that maybe you don't like reading, such as like Exodus. I know that it's really hard for me to read Exodus with all of the laws, but this just really engages you with the living, breathing text. I highly recommend Inspired. Great book. So those are some of the books I recommend, and I love them all. I've read them all. So I hope that you pick one of them up, and if not, well, I hope you find what you want or what you need to connect with God. I hope you've all had a wonderful day, and I hope you're doing well. Bye!